Greetings and welcome back to the lab. We've got some more boxes, so it's time for a quick unbox and build. And if you recall, we built this in the past, which was actually supposed to be the 3D prints for for the lights up above. Which I've changed my mind on that, and I still have the 3D prints, but I liked how this was looking as kind of a hockey puck kind of situation. So I decided let's actually lean into that. And I've got what should be two 3D prints here. There's one. And there's a couple of differences here, or a few. Get rid of that. This should be, this is the black part of it, but I went with a different type of black, so I'm curious to see how that's going to look. Yeah, I'd say that's a darker black compared to, let's pull the old one out. We can compare the two. Yeah, that's a richer looking black. So that's okay. That'll work. And with the diffuser itself, I chose to make it a little bit thinner on here, so light should shine through this a little better. Suppose we could even try, whoops. Okay, my electrical connection is going flaky on me. You can see that now. Okay, we'll have to do a little soldering and make that better. Okay, well, that wasn't planned, but let's see. I'll take this apart. I'll put it back together in here, and then we'll get to the soldering. We'll figure out what's wrong with that. But time for some time lapse. Okay, I just wanted to stop for a moment and see, because these are supposed to be the same size, and it appears they are. Okay, so I'm good on that. The other question is going to be, light was leaking through here just a little bit. Will it leak through this one anymore? This is a little bit more expensive material, not too bad, but let's put it back together now. Let's just give this a quick test. I'm too excited to wait for the soldering part, so let's see what happens when I put this on. Now, I did just realize a little problem. Oh, I forgot about that. Okay, that's a different problem. Yeah, if you tighten these up too much, then the posts get a little bit wonky. Yeah, I can see this one has gotten really wonky. That may be something to do with the 3D print. And it's not the fault of the printer. It's just the tolerances are such that the plastic can kind of bend. So let's see. We'll just loosen them up a little bit. And that should make it so I can get this back on top. And it's just a little fiddly, but once you get it, you're golden. That's 1, 2. This one doesn't want to go up. That's in. That's all 4. Now, the other thing I realized was that just in terms of the tolerances, there's a very slight gap here. And the solution to that would be to maybe add another millimeter to the height of this one here. So I think I'll do that because I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to release, I'm going to put up on my website the design for the white piece, for the black piece, and for the circuit board. There won't be much for instructions on the circuit board, although I may already have them up on the website, just if you want to replicate this. It's the double circle PCB and a spacer and a diffuser. So let's see if I plug this in. I'm curious to see how much more the diffuser is letting through versus whether or not it's actually diffusing. That's letting through quite a bit. So let's get this fixed so we can actually look at it. And for that, we'll jump back into time lapse and do this again. Okay, moment of truth. I've just freshened up the solder here. Let's see if that fixes it. It does not. So let's get the voltmeter and make sure we've got voltage coming in. Little unplanned repair. This is supposed to be an unbox and build. It's now an unbox, repair, and build. Get the soldering iron out of striking distance so it doesn't hurt me. Let's see if we've got, even if I get it backwards, it should be the two outer pins. And I got nothing. Interesting. Yep, VCC and ground. Okay, that's not working too well, so now this is a little bit more dangerous, although we're only talking about 5 volts here. I'm going to try to just remelt solder on those 2 pins. See if that helps. Nope. Let's get it on this side of the board. So it could actually be a problem with this adapter board. Actually, it turns out nearby I had something for another project that has one of these that I've already put together. I put in a little jack header there. So let's see if this one works. Indeed it does. This was a proof of concept for a 4th of July project. These are not 2 blinking lights. It's 1 blinking light and 1 non-blinking light. The yellow is blinking, but when it shuts off, it's cutting off the power to the blue light. So that is causing them to both blink in synchronization, which is what I wanted for this project. So I've got a little bit more coming up, but that's another video. So I'm just going to steal this off of here, mount it on here, and we'll call that done. How do these projects go so wrong? that took a little effort. You can see I pulled out a bunch of stuff trying to do it. I am trying to clear the holes and using my flux, all sorts of different things. But let's find out. Did that? Oh, whoops. That's kind of sitting down a little funny. So let's see if we can't fix that. I'm happy to have it all soldered in, but now I can't really access the connector. So that should be just a matter of loosening these up a little bit. If I didn't break it. Okay. Let's try hooking up the power. And we're back in business. All right, let's reassemble it, see the final product. All right, this video is already getting longer than I originally expected because I didn't expect to do the repair. So I'm going to leave out the putting the nuts back on it. This should be good enough to demonstrate what this will all look like. And like I was saying, I'm going to try and post all the files needed and a parts list up on my website and try and put that. I'll put the links to the files and, of course, the links to the files and a parts list in the description below. There we go. That's the unit running. I'm going to kill some lights and give you a final view. Thank you so much for watching. Yeah, it's actually bleeding through a lot more on this material. I gotta go back to the old black material.